All right, so I'm completely fucking panicked because I have spent the past several hours just kind of like browsing around, and I was going, okay, I want to start talking about landscapes. I want to start talking about doing landscapes and doing backgrounds. And I was thinking it over, and I kind of took all of the backgrounds that I need for my game, and I said, I need 6 different backgrounds. Let's put them in order of complexity so that I can work on the simplest one first. I looked at it and I said, a playground is awfully intricate, and a train station is awfully intricate, and a convenience store is awfully intricate. But a school classroom is a little less intricate than any of those. I mean, there's a lot of uniform stuff. A lot of things are constructed the same way. A convenience store is, not all that tough really, because most of what's in there is boxes that just have like similar pictures on them. And then there's the riverbank, and the riverbank is just kind of a landscapey thing, and that's easy enough to deal with. So what we should do is we should start by worrying about the there's a dirty spot along the side of my tablet that I need to exert a little more attention on. But let's start out by just doing the raw, simple landscape work, because that should be easy to go over, right? It's not a big deal. And I started going out on YouTube and looking for tutorials on doing landscapes, and they're all terrible. They all just kind of they don't really talk about the process. They don't really talk about how anything works. They just kind of say, you just kind of fuck around. You start with a photograph, and it's like you take that photograph. Like let me go look one up. I was looking for some good reference photographs as well, and I did not find very many good ones. But the reason I didn't find a lot of good ones is that most of what I found was stock footage, and what I'm really kind of looking for is, I like this right here, but let me bring that in here. I like this riverbank picture, but I kind of want a bank in the front too, And that's been really hard to find because everybody wants to do these to the side kind of pictures. They don't want to do there's land and then there's river and then there's more land. You don't really see a whole lot of that. So it's like what I want is something along the lines of, what I'm looking for is something like this, but I want to be looking at it from this. Oh, jeez. I want to be looking at it from kind of this direction. I want the camera to kind of see this bank of the river and then that bank of the river and the river between them. Okay, so I kind of want a side view of this picture. Okay, or something like that. And it would be okay if it were the other direction, if it were like this way, and we had this in the foreground, and then we had the river, and then we had the background over here. That would work too. And I suppose that I could do something along those lines, but everybody says start with a picture of the kind of thing that you want, and I cannot seem to find a picture of the thing that I want. I mean, this is close right here. This is close to it, okay? You've got the river in the middle here, and you've got some land up front, and you've got some land in the back. And it shouldn't be that hard to just kind of extend that and say, okay, the land goes all the way across, or to just kind of curve that and say, well, here's the curve in the river, and there's kind of a swoop that goes across here and a swoop that goes across here. And it shouldn't be that hard to modify this, but at the same time, this particular image, you know, it's got the land masses where I want them, but they don't look the way that I want them. And it's really difficult to find something where, you know, I have that kind of nice, green, healthy looking foliage, and we've got like the trees over here would look good in the back, of these trees over here would look good in the background, but I'm not really finding the things that I want to find. So oh crap, I forgot to actually do this markup on a separate layer. But anyway, what I want to do with these is just kind of use them as some kind of background, as some kind of thing to look at. But nobody ever really talks about the process. And I want to talk about the process with the caveat that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but nobody is actually telling me what they're doing. So, you know, I'm just going to go with the Cult of Duns little moniker, which is that not knowing what you're doing is almost as good as knowing what you're doing. So just accept that you may as well know what you're doing and do it. So that's what we're going to work from. I think I need to sneeze. Anyhow, I didn't even go in and start the stream. I better go do that. Well, it's not like anybody's here anyway. Everybody's very busy these days, and because they're very busy, they don't have time to come to my streams, and that is fine. Nobody should feel obligated to come to my streams. That's not necessary. You don't have to do that. I appreciate it if you do, but you do not have to. And where is the... There it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and go live. I need to blow my nose, so let me turn down the microphone real quick. And then I'll put the microphone back on and everything will be cool. Now where was I? Oh yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. That shouldn't be news to anybody. Now, what I do have is I now have a third monitor. I've got the monitor where I like look at my OBS display and at the actual chat. But at the same time, I now have a third monitor, which is over here, and let me pull that up and just kind of I drag that up here, and I'm gonna resize it, actually. I resize this, and what I want to do is I want to just, for the sake of the moment, I want to go, hey, I am going to start a new image, and in that new image, I'm going to take this layer. I'm going to, how can I do this? Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to come over here to the new illustration, and I'm going to paste it in, and then I'm just going to duplicate that with the other two. And I'm going to move that down. Okay, now I'm going to take that copy right there, and I'm going to... Wait, what the hell? Why is this not working? Okay, I want this layer right here, and I want to move it. And that's just moving the whole thing. Where's my move layer? There we are, move layer. Okay, so we'll move that down here. And then we'll take the third one. Oh, I know what I was doing wrong, never mind. I'm an idiot. I forget how tools work for some reason. Now we come over here, Control V, we're still on move layer. We're gonna move that over here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kinda construct the, I'm gonna construct a sort of reference layer set up here. And that's a little large, but that'll work. And then we'll grab this. So that's, no, it's this. Control T and expand this outward. And now that I've created a sort of triple reference scenario, here, I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag this tab right here over onto the other monitor. And once I've dragged it over onto the other monitor, there it is sitting there. I'm just going to maximize it. And now I have got my reference over on another screen. So that's useful. And with my reference sitting over there on the other screen, I don't have to clutter up my workspace with it. This is a brilliant technique that I came up with, more or less just now. But that is not on my pen tablet monitor, and because it's not on my pen tablet monitor, then you know everything is kind of, what is going on there? Oh, not a whole lot. But anyway, I'm now going to take that extra screen, the screen with my reference on it. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off because we don't really need it. And I just wanted to point out, these are the 3 images that I'm putting over to the side, and this is basically my reference. So I'm going to go ahead and hide that window, and then I'm going to blow my nose again. I'm having a rough day with my allergies and whatnot. I have to blow my nose constantly. But anyway, I do want to kind of look at some specific elements of how all of this fits together. And the first one is that we're working with a brush to start with, and we're going to go ahead and use the custom test. And oh, I have the hold on, we need to move that over here, so let's lower that down. Now, to begin with, we want to use a kind of a sky color, and the way I do that is you just kind of grab something in the sky area over here, and now what we want to do is, well, I want to be on the color layer first of all, so we want to start off with this kind of sky blue color, and it can be pretty wide and rough like this. Now the thing is, the hell is that? I just cleaned this. I literally just cleaned this. Now once you've got that, you want to kind of get an atmospheric thing going on. Where you want things to lighten out as you get lowered down on the image. So I'm going to use the blender. I do not know what I'm doing here, so. So I'm just kind of messing around trying to. I think you need to blend pretty much straight down. But you know, I think what I want to do is I want to make sure when I start off with a nice opaque white. All the way down here. And now we'll come over to the blender. Let's try fingertip. Let's see, how does that work? I'm not sure I like the results of that. It's kind of neat. This would probably work for doing a kind of a wave effect. That's not the kind of thing that I want. I think I want to blend up. And blend down. But I want to use a light touch blending down. And I want to try and get a sort of I want to kind of do something like that, and I don't know. Does that look like a sky? I guess, kind of, sorta. And then you got the question of clouds. You want to put some clouds in the sky, obviously. But before we get to that, let's go back to our brush, and let's just kind of rough in. You know what? I need a new layer on that. And we're going to call that background. Because one of the things that being an engineer I've heard about frequently working with graphics is what we call the painter's algorithm. And the painter's algorithm is to start with what is the farthest away and just paint what is the farthest away wherever it would be if there were nothing between you and the thing that you're painting. And then as things get closer, you just paint them over top of what's going on. So for example, with this, I'm looking to do some kind of mountainy thing over here. So you want to kind of, first of all, note the basic idea of where your horizon is going to be. So I'm going to start by drawing down a little guide, and I'm going to go, okay, where's the horizon line? Where do I want the sky to end and the land to begin? I think right before it starts going pure white, right there. And then I do not want to snap to that ruler. And then just above that, we want to have some kind of land mass. We want to have some kind of land mass that is up over the horizon. It must be over the horizon or you wouldn't be able to see it. I don't want this in transparent watercolor. I want it in the custom text India ink, and I want it significantly smaller. We'll take it down to the 8. Now, I've kind of talked about this before, but the major difference between painting and drawing is that when you paint, you're painting the shapes of things. Drawing is about drawing the contour of things, whereas with painting, you're more concerned with the shape of things. So you have a very different kind of approach to how you do it because you're thinking about the mass of the object rather than its outline. So you can use a much larger brush and you could say something like, okay, I want there to be a kind of, I want there to be a sort of rough and uneven land surface here. So you just kind of rough that in and you just go, okay, that's where that's going to be. And then as you come closer, what you want to do is you want to make things a little bit lighter. But before we come closer, remember, we're using the painter's algorithm. We're painting all of what's in the background as though it came all the way to the front, okay? And look what I've done there. Let me grab that color and just kind of top that off up there. And now we've got to blend that again. Just to prevent there being any kind of harsh border. And now we've got a kind of rolling hills that are going on there in the background. Back to our brush. At this point, we want to have some idea of there are going to be some trees. So let's grab an orange color and we'll pull it down here. Brown is just dark orange. Okay, so we've got background right here. And we're going to create a new layer, and there should be a keyboard shortcut for that. New raster layer, yeah, Control-Shift-N. So we're going to create a new layer for this, and on top of these, we're going to put some trees. And we're just going to kind of say, there's a series of trees here, and those trees don't need to worry too much about the specifics of those trees. We just want to get some idea of what the colors are going to be. And I'm going to grab the airbrush tool because all I'm doing here is just kind of roughing in the idea of where trees are. And we want the sort of idea of trees. And I'm just roughing this in and kind of going, okay, what is this general composition going to look like? And I'm going to go over top of this and improve everything. This is the most frustrating thing about trying to do like paintings and shit is the whole, you block it in at a certain level, Let's do another layer here, and we're going to go up here in sort of the mid-ground. I don't want to be using the airbrush. I want to be using the India ink pen. So we want to kind of do a bit more character to the land there. And then we want the river right around here. And we want to we want to have a sort of a close-up area here, but the river needs to be like, because I want the river to be kind of deep, we'll do a cool shade of blue right there, and in the front, and we're gonna do a nice kind of a, like, well, that's not. Something like that. This is the kind of thing that I'm looking for right here. But I've got one problem with it. And that problem is all of this is sitting way too low. So what I want to do is I want to take all of it and I want to move it. In fact, let's take all of these and let's go move layer. Now I've multi-selected all of the layers that have stuff on them, and I'm just going to hold the shift key and I'm going to move all of them upward using the arrow key on my keyboard. In fact, I want the tops of the trees to go off the top of the image. So we've got a substantial amount of space. Now, obviously, the horizon is going to move with this. So what I'm looking for here is to... okay, so on this layer here, I'm going to grab that color, and I'm going to finish filling in right here. So we've got a nice area, and there will be a place for someone to stand. Now, let's talk a little bit about composition. Let's move our horizon up here, where it was. And the thing about composition is that you kind of want to think in terms of thirds. So you just kind of eyeball where a third of the image is. Like so. And you want your focal point to be at the intersection of these. So what we want here is we want our main focal point, our main character, to be kind of in this area in such a way that, let me jump over to Sketch. We want their head to be up around here. Let me, first of all, get rid of that. And second of all, select the appropriate layer. And we want kind of their head up here, and we want the rest of their pose to put their body somewhere like right here. And now what you've got is a relatively strong thing going on this side. And then you got to think about what's in the other areas of this. Now, by locating your subject right near the cross of these lines, of these thirds, you can end up with something that actually approaches some kind of reasonable composition. Again, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about here. This is all just me kind of looking at stuff and going, you know, how do people take pictures and how do people do stuff and all of these things. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But you have to figure this stuff out. And this is just what I figured out that I'm sharing with you guys. And it is the beginning of a new season. It is season 2 of Sketch Weekly. And I want season 2 to be like cool and have fun stuff in it. And I need to blow my nose again. Okay, so that's in place. And we've got the general idea of there's going to be a subject and the subject's going to be doing something. And there needs to be some kind of point of interest over here. And it doesn't really matter what it is. There could be like, let's put a little in the foreground here. Let's kind of do a rock. Put kind of a rock sitting down there. And then back around here, we'll go back to our trees, and we'll have one particular tree right here that's interesting. And we'll grab that, and we'll go to our and let's make that a particularly interesting tree. And we'll sort of widen that out. And we'll do something like that. So the issue here, of course, is that because you're doing, well, I'm doing a game background, my main character is going to sit like dead center. So the way this is going to come through for me is there will be right here, an anime chick and that's the thing that you're supposed to click. It's right in the middle of the screen, maybe a little bit above. And that's this is what I'm working with. And it's not going to be as strong a composition, obviously. So, what I want to do is kind of frame this and put some sort of situation where, let's see, maybe there's a path here. And she's standing on the path. Or near the path, in any case. So you've got kind of a rocky path going on through here. And she's going to be standing right there, and you just go, ah! Click the girl and make her drop her panties. Because that's how my game works. You grope the girl until she drops her panties. That's going to be problematic. And I have to explain that to a lot of people. But, you just you build that up in layers, and I don't feel that what I've got here has wound up being too terrible, because, like, if you drop it down to a small... image, then it looks pretty good. It looks like if you zoomed in on it, it might be good, and then you zoom in on it, and it's like, no, it's just as bad as it was when it was small. And that's fine. It's Control Alt, yeah. you really zoom into like full native size, and yeah, it looks really bad. What can you do? But the whole thing I'm going for here is to just try and talk about like what I've learned just going through this and trying to figure this out, because nobody seems to be teaching it effectively. And I don't know, maybe I need to like order a book on this. I think I may do that. I think I may order a book on painting landscapes on Amazon or something like that. But this is sort of the idea that I'm looking at here, is to just kind of build up some kind of landscapes that people can say, I need backgrounds. I need to have backgrounds. You know what? I need to reference color from these photographs. Go, I like this color, I will use that. That would probably be smart. I have not done that because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But this kind of... And this, yes, I'm aware this looks like absolute garbage, but I'm gonna do some messing around with some other stuff. Like in particular, I have gone to the Clip Studio Paint asset store, and let me jump in there and do a thing about that. If you go into Clip Studio Assets in the Clip Studio application, okay, it'll pull up this thing and you can search. And for example, if I want a grass brush, I just type grass, and then I come over here to detail. I drop detail down and I go, yeah, I want grass brushes. And I want these for Clip Studio Paint Pro, and I want them to be free. Okay? And that's what I need, so I just take that and I scroll down. It does the search automatically. It filters things down automatically. So as you scroll down, you'll see that stuff I've already got has a green check on it because I've already gone through and grabbed a bunch of this stuff. But if I come down here, we've got right here, Grass and Bamboo by the Blade, okay? And you can click through on that and take a look at it, and you can see, is this the thing that I'm looking for? 6 brushes for drawing individual blades of grass, stems, and bamboo stalks. The grass brushes also work for thin leaves. You got heavy shaded, subtle shaded, outline, and two-tone. And that seems interesting. That seems like something that I would want to grab. So I'm going to hit the download button. And it's got the material has been downloaded. Everything's fine. Now I click the back button. And there was another one here, the foxtail. And if I click on that, that'll open up. And Direct Sync Puppy Full Deco Brush. What? I don't know. That doesn't... I can't make any sense of that. English may not be their first language, but yeah, that's how you go about kind of finding. Here's Cecil's Grass Accents. So if we click through on that, there are yeah, these look pretty good. So I'm going to whack download on that, and there we go. And once you've done this with everything, what is going on here? We've got, yeah, it's still downloading the grass accents. So that's done. The data transfer is finished. And now I can go back to Paint. And if I come up here to, this is my shortcut bar over here, my quick access bar. If I go to the materials and I'm in download right here, you can see that I've got all of this stuff. I've got Cecil's Grass texture. I've got all of the various stuff from Cecil's. I've got the Graz pack. And wow, that's a whole bunch of stuff. There's the grass block brush. and the weedy grass brush. And I've got all of these different grass brushes, but I haven't messed with any of them. So what you need to do is you need to take these, and I'm going to come over here to this area, and I'm going to go subtool brush. I want to add a subtool. And no, that's not what I want. That's subtool brush. And I would like to subtool group settings, cancel subtool brush. Settings, create custom subtool. Grass brushes. Okay. And we're going to go, yeah, that'll be fine. Grass brushes. Okay. So, no, that's not, no. Okay, so how do I... Subtool, I don't want to add subtool. I want to... God, this is a pain. Tool settings. Yeah, but I don't know. Subtool detail, no. Subtool brush. There should be a way. There should be a way for me to add a new tab in here. Let's, you know what? Let's try. We'll just drag that in there. Cecil's grass texture 02. We're going to, there we go. So that's just, I just dragged it over to create the new tab. That's 02. So I'm going to drag in 01. And this is going to be my, this is going to be my grass brushes. Just going to drag these in here. It's simple enough. I was overcomplicating things. As you can see, I did a lot of downloading, so I'm just going to kind of drag all of these in here. There's a bush brush. That guy right there. And there's a regular grass here. And that should be that. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down to heavy shaded. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We got 19 new brushes for nothing but grass. That's pretty fucking crazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to the bush brush. And I'm going to go, okay, we're looking at layer 1, which is where the... And I'm going to swing over here to the green. And get something nice and... nice and leafy looking. It looks like this needs to be really big. No, it actually... It looks like the way that you make this work is to just kind of... go along where the trunk would be and then fan out. Not sure how I feel about that. You kind of... depending on how hard you press, you get an alteration in the... I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Okay, let's come down here to this one. See how that one comes across. That one is definitely... I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that bush brush. I'll mess with it some more. See what I come up with. But for the moment, let's jump to the mid-ground here. It's a little big. Yeah, that's a little too... Okay, this... this is kind of interesting. I just kind of rough in... kind of rough stuff in. How does it look really big? If I make this really big, it doesn't actually get really big. Oh, the area that it affects gets really big. But the grass itself doesn't, so I could just kind of go grass, 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 grass. Or I could go grass, 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 grass. Huh. I like that one. That one works pretty well. Come up here to this grass brush. See what we got on this. Wow. This is actually... kind of, you really dive in. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, let's pull some of that back. Not sure how I feel about that grass brush right there. Here's Max's Grass Pen V2. It's just a pen that doesn't seem to do much. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this one. It doesn't seem very good. There's grass. Huh. Wait, why is this? Yeah, that seems to be pure black, nothing but. Weedy grass. Not sure I like that. Weedy grass more unkempt. Grass block brush. Almost looks like this is for blocking in grass. But that doesn't seem to be... Oh. That's interesting. Not sure how I feel about it though. I mean, looking at these different grass brushes, most of them just don't seem to do anything even remotely like what I want from a grass brush. Like, here's the bamboo. That's kind of interesting. Okay, it looks like that works on the foreground and background colors. Okay, yeah. So if I come down here and I do a background color of a kind of spring green thingy. Interesting, there's some color variation on this. That's interesting. Oh, this is good. This is just for like individual blades. Oh, that's very nice. And you got a little color variation with every blade, so that's neat. These are in the Graz pack. That's the outline, stem, subtle shaded. Ooh, that's nice. Two-tone. That's kind of like you'd just kind of dive in and draw every individual blade of grass. Cecil's grass. Ooh. Cecil's grass is interesting. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, as if he actually selects something over top of the layer that you're trying to do. There we go. That's very nice. So that's the Cecil's grass texture. You scroll up here. These are the Cecil's grass textures. are the ones we're looking at, and Graz. Those are actually, I think those are the newest ones in the batch. I think those are the, so yeah, that's Cecil's Grass Accents, and Graz is the other one. Graz by Inkwolf, and let me get you the actual IDs. 1941826 on Graz, and then Cecil's Grass Accents, which I really like. That's 1935362. We're at almost an hour here, so I'm going to remind you, as I forgot to do earlier, do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun shit, and I will leave the reference numbers for these in the. I will leave them in the description for the video, and okay, bye.